Now, I do have a test for you to take at the end of the class. And that is to know whether you can pronounce my last name. It's Iwuchukwu. Iwuchukwu. I tell you about that last name. I recently had a conversation with someone over the phone, and apparently the lady thought I was Japanese. So we came to meet, and she was sitting there waiting for Christy Iwuchukwu, and I was sitting there. I knew who she was, but she didn't know who I was. She was expecting a Japanese. So we stood there for maybe about 15 minutes, and I finally stood up, and I said, "Are you waiting for somebody?" And she said, "Yes, I've been waiting for Christy Iwuchukwu." And I said, "Hello, this is Christy Iwuchukwu." And she goes, "Oh my God." I said, "That's okay." But anyway, that's it to say that I'm not a Japanese, born and raised in Nigeria, so I'm not a Japanese. But anyway, I want you to say, take a chance, everyone. Say, take a chance. Take a chance. Say, take a chance. Take a chance. Sometimes in life, you have to take a chance. And some of you may believe that opportunity knocks but once. Some of you may believe that opportunities knocks every single time. I believe that opportunity knocks but once. But in 2012, I thought opportunity knocks every single time. And so I lost the opportunity. I missed the opportunity, the chance to do something that I've always wanted to do. You see, in 2010, I woke up with a dream, speaking on a stage much like this. And after I spoke, people applauded. But when I woke up, I did not believe myself. How could I? And so I immediately grabbed the phone and called my girlfriend. "Oh my God, I had a terrible dream today. I had a terrible dream. I was speaking on a stage." And she said, "Did you write it down?" And I said, "No, how could I write it down? It doesn't make sense." But I wrote it down, but I didn't really think anything of it. And days went by, months went by, years went by. But in 2012, I attended a conference. And after the conference, I was telling the event planner, I really always wanted to speak. I want to be on a stage. I want to impact a life. I want to share my experience. And she said, "Really? I'm going to give you a chance to speak. I am going to put you on my stage to speak." Do you know what I said? I said no. Do you know why I said no? Because I didn't believe in myself. I did not believe that this girl you are looking at right now that walked into a room and felt like nobody saw me. This girl that you are looking at now that felt invisible for so long that sometimes I will walk into a room, I wish the lights were turned off so nobody will see when I walk inside the room. You see, coming to this country, I knew how to speak English, but I didn't realize that English is spoken with different accents. And so I will walk in and speak. It either didn't make sense or I didn't speak in the dialect that people would understand. And you know, when you get asked so many questions because people didn't understand what you're saying, for me, it made me shrunk, where I didn't want to speak at all. I did not want to speak at all because every time I opened my mouth, somebody would say, "Did you say what you said?" Or maybe I couldn't even say anything at all. Maybe some have been in that situation. Yours may not be speaking English as a second language. Maybe yours may be an illness. Maybe yours can even be weight issue that you have. But that was mine. And that kept me in a dark for so many years. It made me lose friendship, opportunities, because I thought everybody was talking about me. But I later realized they weren't really talking about me. They weren't thinking about me. It was all in my head. If I knew how less people were thinking about me, I would have done things differently. If I knew that all they wanted to do is just to be a friend and just to get to know me, I would have done things differently. And maybe you have that challenge yourself right now, where a lot of things are stopping you from going after what you desire to do in life, because you're constantly thinking about what other people may be thinking. Maybe you have done things and it didn't work out the way it's supposed to work out, and that holds you from doing it again. Maybe you have gotten into a relationship and that relationship didn't work out the way you think it'll work out, and that stops you from going after another relationship. But Katrina always reminds us there's always a chance. So, when I think about my journey, that the lady that couldn't walk up to anyone and say something that was meaningful, that can stand up in this stage, talking to you, and you are listening, it reminds me one thing, that every one of us has something that they can give to the world. That your fingerprint is really is designed. Sometimes it's difficult for us to see, especially when we are in a rut. You know, we have families, and yes, they mean so much. They mean well for us. But even families can stop us from going after what we desire. And you can't blame them, because they don't want to see you get hurt. Because who's going to pick up the pieces when you get hurt? They're going to pick up the pieces. Maybe you have friends. They cannot see your vision. They cannot relate to you. And you can blame them, because your vision is for you to understand and not for them. And maybe you've been hanging out with these friends for so long, and now you're going to have to leave them without any company. It's not going to go well. It's not going to go well. But you also have to understand that your vision is not for them, it's for you. And you cannot blame them that they don't understand your vision. Trying to get out of a rut, trying to do what I need to do, trying to change the world from the stage will take me a different path that I didn't see coming. And that was through the path of self-discovery, reading books, going to workshops. But what really made a difference in my life was hiring someone, a coach, a mentor, to help me see clear and guide me where I want to go. And perhaps you are at that stage now. You've tried just about everything, and you still step in 1 foot front and 1 foot back. You know, when you step 1 foot front and 1 foot back, you are still standing on the same place, right? So I'm so passionate because I never thought it would happen to me. And I want you to be passionate about your dream too. Even the coach helped me, but what really made a difference was for me doing everything that I wanted to do, even though I was afraid doing it. Putting on my own workshop, my own events, doing it in spite of my fear. And so I want to offer you 3 principles on how to take advantage of an opportunity in spite of your fear. Number 1 principle is to do it afraid. Do it afraid. Every one of us has been put in us an inner call that allows you to do what you need to do, an inner strength. So when it feels like nobody gets you, nobody understands you, you are so fearful to go after what you desire. I want you to still do it what? Do it afraid. Number 2, never give up. No matter how many times it takes you, never give up going after your dream. And the last one is to invest in yourself. You know, Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest men, was asked, what is the most important investment that you can do? You know what he said? The most important investment that you can do is to invest in yourself. So the 3 principles on how to take advantage of an opportunity in spite of your fear. Number 1, do it afraid. Number 2, never give up. And number 3, invest in yourself. So, I really want you, for every single one of you, to connect with me on Facebook. And I do also want to give you an opportunity. We're going to have a drawing later on. An opportunity to work with me. An opportunity also to be a guest star in my TV show. And I would love that very much. So if you're interested, I will invite you to go ahead and, when they pass the card, go ahead and circle on the card as well. In closing, I just want to remind you, your fingerprint is by design, not by choice. And the whole world is waiting for you to own and rock your brilliance.